Alright, this is the first video of a 4-part series on how to roughen a new home construction house. This specific house has plumbing above a garage, which makes it a little bit more complicated, and a 5-piece master bathroom and a 4-piece main bathroom. And my name's Carson, and this is the Plumbing Gurus. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Let's get into this video. Alright, so the first video here is venting. We always start upstairs when we do drainage, so we start from the top, work our way down. But you don't just start drilling holes, you gotta kind of plan things, so you're going up and down the stairs, making sure and checking where the basement bathroom is, where your half bath on the main floor is, so you can make sure your venting's dropping for that. We'll go over that. So the first thing I do again is I check where my toilets and kind of how I'm gonna vent things, because in this case we got a 5-piece master bathroom here. So we're gonna start in this master bathroom. This is kind of where I started, and knowing where your 3-inch main stack is gonna be. So in this case our 3-inch stack came here and it goes to the roof, and we'll get to that. So with this toilet, and you can't see right now, when I do this, I'm going up and down stairs. Sometimes I'm drilling pilot holes to make sure I'm not landing on joists or beams or anything like that. I want to make sure I'm planning it so when I get down there, it's a lot easier. I've already got it kind of planned out in my head when I get to the main floor. So in this particular house, there's actually a beam. You can't see it right now, but I'll show you. You'll see it in the next video on the main floor video. This is a flush beam here. So I was not able to wet vent anything here. I had to separately vent everything. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but it worked out. So in this case, we have 2 sinks here. We've got 2 vanities, one here, and then there's just cabinets in the middle. These 2 just kind of tied together, and this here is actually a vent for the half bath. The half bath is directly below here. So I went downstairs, I checked where my drain's going to be coming up in the main floor from a half bath. So this was the best place for me to drop a vent for the half bath. Again, these 2 are separately vented. You might be asking maybe why aren't these tying together? So what I wanted to do was come up in this wall, and I would have used a 2 by 1.5 inch double TY. And I would have came across and then out and then had one vent. That's the quickest, easiest way to do this type of thing for a double vanity, and then they can kind of vent together off of one 2-inch drain. But there's a joist right here, dead center of this wall. Kind of made it tough, so I just came up inside the cabinet, and the easiest way to do it was do them separately, run the vents up, tie them together, and done. And then the finish guy has to tie them in, put TYs on, and vent them together. So then we got a tub where we're standing here. There's a drop-in tub, a soaker style tub with an RTF type thing, Roman tub filler. So again, this had to be separately vented. I could have tied it into one of these 2 inches over here to wet vent, but because it's more than 6 feet on an 1.5 inch trap arm, you cannot go more than 6 feet. It has to be separately vented after that. So I couldn't make it over there. I just brought a vent down here, separately vented this trap, and same thing with this shower. This shower here, I couldn't vent it. I wanted to vent it into the tub. This was my plan, but then again I went downstairs, saw that there's a flush beam here, so I could not get over to tie in these 2 together, so I had to run a separate vent for this. Not the most fun thing to do, separately venting things. You want to try to wet vent things as much as possible so you can go more efficient and use less materials. And then we come over to the toilet. Toilet's way over here. Again, this is more than 8 feet to the toilet. We could have tied this into here, but it's more than 8 feet. And a 2-inch trap, if you're running a 2-inch trap on a shower, you can only go 8 feet before you have to vent it. So we had to separately vent it. And then the only 2x6 wall that we could really find that made sense to tie in for the main 3-inch stack for the house is right beside the toilet, because you know that's going to be 3-inch, and there happened to be a 2x6 wall here. So this, when we go to the main floor, you'll see that this ties into here, ties into the toilet, and this is actually venting the toilet. And then actually with that, when I do this, this is kind of, once I've planned and I've drilled all my holes, now I've drilled everything, I go through and I've planned everything I've drilled, I usually start with my 3-inch stack. This is how I start. And I'll put my 3 by 1.5 double TY up there. I don't know if you can quite see it. It's facing 2 different ways there. I will get my measurements, I'll glue that on, and I'll glue this on, and then I will work my way up to getting the main roof increaser out, and I'll stub that in. Then I start throwing my 1.5 inches up and doing my drops, and I work my way down that way. So then we come over here. That's the entire master bathroom, and then we have a main bathroom over here and a laundry. So with this, there's a tub here. Got a tub, a toilet, and then a double vanity. So this is like a 4-piece main bathroom, and this is above a garage. We talked about that. Well, you'll see this on the main floor video. This is a little bit more complicated. You got to kind of think about things. Then you're working off a ladder on uneven ground. It sucks. So then we got a right-hand tub, toilet. There is a laundry here, so this laundry, actually, because of the way it just worked out, it was easier to wet vent the tub off of the laundry. So this tub ties in together with this laundry, and this vent here is venting the tub and the laundry together. And then the toilet, it ends up running that way, and we end up tying these 2 sinks tie into this one toilet, and one of these sinks is actually venting the actual toilet itself, and they all kind of tie it together and tie into the toilet. So we're in the laundry, and I actually forgot to mention about the vent for the basement. So remember, you always want to think, and I tend to do this, I'll forget about these, you always think about just doing the upstairs and working your way down. But you got to make sure you're dropping vents for the half bath and the basement. This vent goes down to the basement to pick up the 3-piece for the basement bathroom. So the laundry, we got again, it's venting, we've got a 2-inch trap, 2-inch laundry. Our code is we have to have these laundry boxes at 34 inches to the bottom of the box. Something you want to always remember. I don't know what your codes are where you're from. And then when we do them on a 2nd floor, they want us to put an indirect drain. This drain literally just goes straight down, 1.5 inch pipe, all the way to the mechanical room, and then it just stubs out by the floor drain. All right, to close this video, I just want to talk about some of the ways that I ran my venting and a couple of important things that I've missed. So when we drop our vents down from up top and then stub them out into the cabinet, we go 24 inches to center off the floor. It makes it so that if you have like a pop-up or anything like that from your faucet and the sink's a bit deep, this isn't going to be intruding in any of that situation there. So 24 inches to center is what we stub them out at. We normally don't glue these pieces because it makes it easier for the cabinet guy, but because these are like cookie cutter houses that, you know, a lot of the guys, like these things get knocked out and then they forget to drill the holes. So we just glued these, but normally we don't. So I just want to talk about how my venting process works. Again, I told you about how I run my 3-inch up. When I do venting in an attic, we don't have to have grate on it, so you don't have to sit there and like grate everything. It can be flat. So I usually just start like kind of like, I know where they're going. I'll throw my pipes up like a full length. I'll throw one up there. I'll throw one up there. You know, I'll throw one across this way. And then I just like go up there and I start cutting and I take my measurements and I lay it flat. In certain cases, you can see right here where I ran a piece of strapping across from the joist to the joist, or truss to truss. Now it's holding it from pulling down. It's supporting it. I don't have to put a block in there or cut. I used to cut 2x4s and like screw them in. Well, just running a piece of strapping across works great. So in those cases, that works. Again, it's pretty basic for venting. You just want to make sure everything can drain somewhere when you're doing venting. So like you never want to trap water. You don't want to go like this, but you can actually, if you have like vaulted ceilings, you can actually do venting where it goes up and then back down, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, that's it for this video. The biggest thing that I can say you want to make sure you're doing when you're doing your venting upstairs is plan everything so you're not going downstairs and having issues and redoing stuff. So one thing I wanted to add to this also is if you are new to running your own business or you're just trying to start your own plumbing business or something like that and you're struggling with the quoting process, I know I did when I first started and I wish I had something like this. We've created a quote template that we use to make our quoting process much faster. If it's something you're interested in, there's a link in the description below. And that's it for this video. And if you have any questions, please let us know.